defenders and his nades and his buck plays? Or then are we going to see Xenos set up and counter for some of the aggressive roam plays that we would see coming out from different players such as Pat and Fabia?
A big deal for me today is going to be whether or not Kinders and Murph step up. Murph came in halfway through the season as the kind of revered prodigy child. The guy who would step in, just turned 18 the day before week 4 and was going to go huge. Didn't really step up though in week 4. Kind of disappointed a lot of people who had all this hype built around him. Kinders equally, week 1. He popped off. He was up there alongside people like Proxy, like Madman, delivering the big points on the scoreboard. And then weeks 2, 3, and 4, he was stupidly quiet. We saw nearly nothing from him the whole time. So this week I would really like to see, just before LAN, if it's ever going to count, it's going to count now, my friend. This is the week for him to step up and really remind us why he's revered as one of those really great players in the Prem.
Winegum had an excellent showing last week.
Oh, he did.
He stepped up. And all of his team...
That was his retirement week. He said, I want one good game and I retired. That was his good game.
His team were so happy that he finally had a big morale booster to send them into this last week and hopefully get them to land. Because out of any teams, these guys have been around the longest. 3 out of their 5 members are ex-Pro League. Let's not forget that. The most out of any team. So they have that experience. They have also LAN experience. They've been, I believe, to I think it's 3 LANs total. I believe it's WizKid, Winegum, and TW have been to 3 LANs in total. So they do have a lot of LAN experience as well, leading up if they do manage to qualify for next weekend. Radix, on the other hand, underdog team, came out of nowhere in the open qualifiers. I know because I seen them play against Enix whenever they did qualify. And then Radix, they have no LAN experience. So then, if they do get through, will they perform as well as LAN? Because we talked about there's differences between playing online in your own comfort compared to playing on the main stage in front of a crowd. We'll have to see who will qualify, because you'd expect Xenos, if they go through, they'll have a better chance at doing well in LAN. If Radix go through, we're not sure how they will do in LAN.
We spoke earlier on, and we said exactly that piece around the whole morale at LAN about it's a very different environment to sitting in your bedroom or wherever else you may play. Playing Siege in Prem on like a Monday evening like this, actually being on stage, that pressure can be huge, and that experience can be very, very good, or it can be very, very bad, because you know what to expect that way. For some of these teams like Radix coming into LAN, they might thrive off that environment and actually play a lot better than what they do when they play online. It's really kind of variant on a player-by-player basis, which is why sometimes you might have a player who is excellent when it comes to actually playing online, but as soon as it comes to like LAN tournaments, they just crumble, and a team could not afford to pick them up purely on that basis.
So let's move into Oregon. Already half the round, and we haven't talked about anything. There's us going away once again, but it seems to be a standard meeting hole.
Okay to do that, you know. It's not illegal.
Yeah, but people hate whenever we talk. I don't know what it is. People just rather see the game.
Correct this. They hate it when you talk.
Okay. Already, this meeting hole TW is going to open up the kill against Pony, who we talked about is very good in this particular map with some of his bandit skills, of course.
He has weeks where he pops off as well.
Yeah.
Pat is exactly the same. Pat and Pony and Fabia, to be fair, are the 3 big names I think of when I look at this Radix lineup. Now, whether or not he can actually provide, or any of them can deliver, I suppose, is the big question. But already, Kinders and Murph, the 2 names I was questioning earlier on, opening up the first 2 kills. Well, not the first 2 kills. The first 2 kills of that engagement, more like. TW rounds out another one, now to 5 versus 1. Quake never really had a big pop-off week for these guys. I can't imagine that's going to change too much now. TW takes the kill at 5-0. In favour of Xenos to kick things off.
Excellent hold from Xenos. Maybe a little bit of a sloppy push coming in from Radix. It's not the norm that we would see. Typically, if you want to take control of meeting, easiest way to do it is take control of that west side, take control of small tower, kitchen, take control of dining, get your thermite in, blow open then that dining double wall in towards the meeting, then you rotate upstairs and blow off the attic wall. That then opens up the lobby completely. Oh, talking about lobbies, we're going to be having a rehost, but it was an excellent hold from Xenos with the way they had their setup, especially looking at TW, came in very big on a bandit player, and also Murph, who you talked about, you didn't see a lot from him.
Yeah.
I feel as if this is going to be his day. We talked about XKS took a while to warm up with some of his games. We've seen him play very, very well tonight. I have a feeling Murph might perform not the same as XKS did, because we've never seen that before. Yeah. But close to that.
I would like to see it for his sake. I think for morale alone, it would be a big one. Having just turned 18, just being able to play in the team, and from what I remember being told, he had been involved around this roster for years and years since he played. Like, it wasn't, of course, he couldn't actually play, but whether it was getting involved in scrims, whether it was playing in them in casual play, for example, or rank, whatever it might be, in his case, he's always been involved. And so for him now to get pulled into the team, then kind of holding up, it's like the Lion King, right? He's like, he is their little Simba, like, Simba, Murph, you're going to carry us. You are the big player on this team.
Langholm refers to him as his prodigy.
Yeah, exactly. And so far, hasn't really delivered. So this could be the big week, the last chance, almost. Last chance saloon for him. Last chance for Kinders to redeem himself. That's what I'm expecting to see. I think Xenos, particularly, are going to step up this week. I mean, we've just seen one round where they've just rolled, so it's quite easy to say that now. But for those two guys, they're the ones I've got my eyes on. I want to see those guys step up and bring something big. Equally on the other side for Radix, Pat has had great games in previous weeks. He's played out of his skin, and we need to see more of that if they're going to keep Xenos held to account here.
Pat wasn't too hot last week. He dropped off a little bit. But so did the whole Radix team. They were not up to snuff on what we usually seen.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because we had seen Jaffa come in there, Radix's replacement sub. He came in for the team captain Quake, so they missed their IGL, they missed their team captain, which is another reason why they may have lost. They didn't have the same team chemistry, didn't have the same guy, maybe didn't have the same gun skill. That could be another factor. So they do have their main 5 up tonight, so they're not missing out on anybody.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can perform like the Radix of old, like we've seen them perform, particularly in week 3 and week 4 against NX games. They were legendary matches.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of juicy console scene drama and all this. I remember Jaffa actually left after their games last week, and I was like, why is he's only just joined us and he's only just started playing. Why has he gone so quick? So who knows? We'll never know. It's always behind closed doors. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. Go and check the Twitter feeds. There's always something exciting.
Twitter tells you everything.
Twitter tells all. That is always a good theme for life, I think, with the ESL Rainbow Six Prem. So, first map, of course, playing off in Oregon. Second one goes to Border. It's very early to call because we've only seen the one round so far, but every single gunfight, you know, Quake, again, not really having the best gunfight at the very end. That's what we've come to get used to, I think, with him. But everyone else, Kinders and Murph, just kind of silenced everyone else, and that was it. They were out. Job done. Very quick and easy.
Looking at the way that Radix were set up in that meeting hall, I wouldn't say that they were supporting each other. You know, that we didn't see the automatic trade-outs, which is what we're expecting from teams at this stage. You need to make sure if you're going for these room clear-outs and you're going for these pushes, you need to work in pairs. Take example 1UP. They were excellent with the room clear-outs. They worked in pairs. As soon as somebody died, the guy who killed his teammate was dead straight away on the floor.
Absolutely.
That's the way it needs to be. You just can't keep losing your gunfights one by one. Then that's whenever you go into your deficits, whenever you do get swept 5-0 without even getting a single kill in the round.
Well, we'll find out if that works out for him in the next round we get back into. Just wait for one more player to come back. But while we've got this time, I may as well remind you, while we've got some downtime, that you can win some free stuff. How about that? Free stuff during downtime. We have an AOC 24-inch monitor to be giving away to you guys. If you head to the link now appearing at the bottom of your screen, have a quick look. ESL.pm/R6S comp. Again, no big scary details to be given away. Press a few buttons and you get yourself entered into a giveaway. I wouldn't mind a 24-inch AOC gaming monitor. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't either, so always one to keep your eye out for. Get yourself signed up for that competition. It's free stuff. Literally, it's free. You don't need to pay much more than that. Actually, I had a real good fun the other day, right? I cast a tournament, and it was, I won't mention all the names, it was for a certain hardware manufacturer. The winner got a full setup of monitor, full desktop, all the accessories, and I was like, for like, it was 8 people playing in a tournament. I was like, what? Why couldn't I play in this? However, you can at least win a monitor, so get yourself involved in that. We're back into game, which is what I was trying to fill for the whole time. Xenos currently sat with 1 round on the scoreboard for themselves. Now, what can Radix do to turn it around? That was a very quick washover for Xenos. They took 5 kills, lost no one. Radix probably had a good bit of time here with that disconnect. Quite fortunate for them to just go, right guys, didn't have the best start. It's okay, it's only 1 round. Let's try and turn this back around. The world is watching, we're watching. Best way to note this.
So Radix will be in control of this laundry room and supply room defense. They seem to be doing an interesting strategy, which we don't see all too often, is that they're actually going to open up the attic side from the bedroom area. So typically we would see it the other way around, where they would impact nade the attic towards the big tower and play in towards the big tower area and then reinforce the bedroom side. This time they're doing the opposite, where they're basically flipping it on its head. They want to control this bedroom area, as in bedroom does allow these flanks from these white stairs, and then also doesn't allow anybody wanting to push in from this attic. The only worry that we do have on Radix is if they are going to be roaming by themselves or in a pair. If they're roaming by themselves, Xenos will tear them limb from limb, because I know the room clear-outs, they are strong, they have a Ying as well, which they can use. If they're working together, which we hope, then it will be a different story. Seems to be that Xenos are just going to standard take big tower. Teams take it differently. Teams take from either the west side, or they even take from the big tower side towards the north. It is just team preference. This time they're going to take from that side and then work their way in. They don't have to worry about any impact needs in the attic, so they can go for these Thermites, of course. If they try and go for the Thermite on the attic, it will get bandit tricked, of course. You may say, oh, well, if he's bandit tricking, why just don't go to the little attic window? If you go to that little attic window, somebody in the kid's bedroom will crack open that connector window and gun you while you have your back turned towards him. Doesn't seem to be any bandit trick going on as Pony has backed off, so this does allow Xenos to get rid of this wall, and this does give them their first beachhead, but still no kills on the board for either team.
A bomb has been located.
I'm surprised there's no bandit trick really going on there, but I guess the exposure was what he was worried about, because from the other side of the roof, you would have been able to spot him trying to go for that bandit trick, and the last thing you want early on is to lose the bandit. Otherwise, you're down a member and you lose the wall regardless of maybe 10 seconds gained. If you could have wasted 30 or 40 seconds, I would understand, but it would be so easy to clear him out there as long as someone else was on the roof on the other side of that walkway. Anyway, trying to go for the push in now. They have got control of attic at the very least, so they have the ability to push in through those bedrooms like you say. We've seen a couple of bedroom pushes recently, none really going the way of the attacking side the way they would hope. Always got some pretty good defense coming out otherwise. I think in fact we've seen one win on an attacking round upstairs. Of course, we've only seen it once so far today, but it went pretty much all the aggressor side only on the one round. Otherwise, it's been defenders for the whole way through.
Still no kill on either side of the team. Still rumours in and towards that west area and also towards the bedroom upstairs. Melons is going to get down. I believe that's going to be from an IQ nade being chucked out. But the way the Radix are set up, they are very exposed towards this B bomb site. As Wangum gets a kill on the Pony, who was trying to go for a flank rotate. Only one man on site is going to be the smoke, I believe. Wangum gets another one on the Phoebe. This is the flank coverage that Wangum provides outside on this main entrance. Excellent flank coverage for him and his team, as it has equaled it into a 2v5. Looking really good for Xenos, as one guy's going to be off site. They know where he is. Kender's just going to waste more time. Only one person on site is going to be smoke. Yangs are going to go out, and I would imagine the quick plant from Floki, as we're actually going to see the Ailey get down from Kender's. Essentially quits, and we left in a 5v1. Plant is going to go down. Smoke grenade is going to catch him. Is going to waste his bullets. This is where he is going to get punished. Oh, he's actually going to get the shotgun kill. But I think we know where this is headed.
I think we do. The plant is going down behind him. Not really aware of it right now, though. He's just hoping someone else goes for this drop down. Instead of trying to spin around the corner. He's going to run around, but there's one there, and they've already got the angle covered off. Everyone drops. And Xenos are literally 3 rounds away from crushing Radix's dream of going to LAN.
Excellent push for Xenos. Remember, if they win 3 more rounds, they are going to LAN. Doesn't matter, the next match happens, they are going. This is huge for the momentum of Xenos. Having this 2-0, like I said, Oregon can go either way still, only 2 rounds in it. Radix can still pull this back very easily, as we have seen them do it before. I remember we did see it one week where Radix did manage to pull back from a 2-0 and went on to win the game on Oregon. So we'll have to see if they can recreate it, but at the moment, looking so good for Xenos. Only in 2 rounds, Radix have only got 1 kill.
And that's slightly concerning. That's even less than what Vexed had in their first couple of rounds against 1UP on Chalet, where 1UP looked like they were on absolute fire. Still, Xenos are the ones looking strong. Murph having a pretty quiet second round, but a very good first round. Kinders shining throughout both, and even Wangum, to be fair, stepping up the way he was before. And you were speaking about that morale boost that it gives having such a great week a couple of weeks ago. Now it's about trying to carry that across here into the final week, and then across the LAN. Of course, that is if they make it. Radix may yet surprise us all.
Upstairs we will go. It seems to be that a mirror hold inside this armory corridor is going to be coming out. A mirror window that we don't see as often. Typically we would see the mirror window either inside the B bomb sites, which we are seeing, and then also another on the white stairs. So having that one inside the armory does shut down that initial push in towards the master bedroom, as if you put the mirror window inside white, it would let them in bedroom, but it wouldn't physically let them inside the bomb site. This mirror window lets them stop the push coming in even before the wall gets blown open. The only worry that you have about this mirror window is that you can, the attacking team can send somebody in towards that lobby area and simply ash or buck or nade below it. And once it's gone, that's that whole entire mirror window null and void, and all the setup you've done is useless.
I'm somewhat concerned about the attacking comp coming through as well. Everything is just about the breach with these guys, basically taking the Twitch and the Thermite, and going for Hibana and the Thermite, not the Thermite, sorry, the Thatcher and the Twitch, and then going for the Thermite and the Hibana. It's a little bit heavy on the breach point. Like, a Blackbeard here would have been great, especially with this angle that you're coming up against Murph. He's incredibly low, mind you, saved by that Jaeger. Almost finds the spray, not quite enough. Literally one bullet is all he needs and he will be down. As it stands, still alive. He's got drones coming in.
Oh,
In fact, that's all he's got to worry about is a Twitch drone. If that gets one zap, it would be enough. But no, Pony is going to find Murph.
Excellent play from Pony, playing this window like a champion. The only option he can kill somebody on that armory window is to either just kill him outright or run out of that rear stage door out towards the construction site. That is another way that you can kill somebody from that window if you are having trouble with that. Pony has now made himself aware inside this armory, but a minute 20 to go. They haven't opened up the wall as of yet. Smoke is still alive, Mira is still full health, Ayla is still roaming. Pony is on very low health as well. It's hard to call where it's going to go, but it seems to be that Radix are starting to group up towards this master bedroom area. No real flexibility from them. Nobody heading over towards the kids' bedroom window, white stairs, connector window, double window, just from the east side, which is going to be easily defendable by the smoke in this scenario.
So far, looking better for Xenos than it is strictly for Radix. You could argue by a few health bars if nothing else as well, but it's been a bit scrappy. Both sides equally have looked scrappy in this round. In the first two rounds, it looked pretty clean for Xenos. To be fair, pretty much a whitewash. But they've definitely been slowed down in this round. Admittedly, it can be as slow as they want it, of course, of the defenders here. They're going to rush too much. That's a nice roam from Kinders, and you've been speaking quite a bit about these wide rotations across the map, and it's definitely favouring someone like SKS, or for Kinders, it's favouring him as well.
Melons does get killed on the Floki, but automatically trade it out, which is one thing
No
Xenos
health on
are doing, is that Xenos are starting to trade up. The repel is going to signify that he is going to be out towards that double window. All of the Xenos members know he's there. 10 seconds to go. Xenos are going to go free up.
Well, it started out relatively well for Radix, at least keeping things even. But then Xenos is showing off that defensive prowess. A great roam from Kinders, just completely taking all the momentum, all the wind out of their sails, so to speak. Xenos sat at 3-0. That dream slipping away from Radix very quickly. They could almost touch it. They could almost feel LAN in their fingertips, but now it is almost gone, and they've got to do something now. They cannot afford to sit at match point and hope for the complete and utter reverse sweep. They've got to win around now. Otherwise, I feel like it's all going Xenos' way.
Even if they do manage to pull this map back, they still have to go and win another match. Not looking too good. They have to go and win 5 rounds of the trot, or at least win 4 to take it to that overtime.
I mean, I completely get slow starts, right? Teams will have slow starts where they won't come out of the gate swinging. They will take a couple of rounds to get warmed up. It's like we saw it from Vexed earlier on, where it took a couple of rounds to really get moving on Chalet, for example. But once they got into the moving things, once they lost a couple and they got more serious about it, they definitely started delivering. But Radix, this has to be the round they start delivering. I don't think you can afford to go to the point where you're 4-0 down at match point and then hope to win at least 4 rounds on the bounce, because Xenos will take at least 1 round away from you with how they've been playing so far. It's a big, big ask. And for Radix, I feel a bit sympathetic for them as well, because they've had some really good games in recent weeks. Taking games or matches away from teams that you wouldn't strictly expect. However, ultimately they put themselves in this situation where Xenos are literally that close to taking that dream away from them.
Radix are almost setting up the same way that Xenos did with this mirror window inside the Armory Hall. They have brought a castle, which is something that Xenos did not bring. They've completely reinforced and castled off the Armory, so they have forfeited that room entirely. But of course they don't have to worry about anybody swinging in and wall banging them through some of the soft walls, of course. Looking at this mirror window, this is a great angle that can be held by mirror players. As you can just about see the window, and also if anybody does try to run in. But it seems to be that it's going to be this quick double window push that we have seen one up before.
Very quick.
Minus, I believe it's Ying this time. TW gets the kill on the Pony. C4's going to go out. Get Smurf. But still in control of Xenos at this stage, especially when Kinders can come up your stairs at any moment. Melons gets another one though, and that's going to slow down the push entirely. TW, however, gets another trade out. Windup gets another. This has been a momentum shift entirely. TW misses his shots. Melons with another one. Kinders and Winegum. Kinders is going to go and get the kill. What a quick round. Is it going to be into 2v1?
This is hilarious. Woohoo! Ah, that's disappointing to be at the very end. Just we were so casually sat in as well.
Remember, this is the time whenever it was No Thumbs and Infamy was shooting somebody in the laundry room, and we didn't know. I think it was me and Scoundrel who did it.
Probably.
We didn't know who it was that won the round. I don't know if the full. I'd imagine the full lobby crash for that to happen.
Possibly, yeah. It could have been a server connection, but either way, it happens sometimes. It just happens to have happened twice in this game so far.
It looked the way that it was going in terms of Xenos.
It did feel that way.
It looked to be.
In which case, you sit at the point where it's 4-0, and Radix again are at that match point now. They lose, the dream's done, and I imagine then they probably will get flatlined out on border because Xenos pick. Xenos are on that high.
Doesn't even matter anyway if they perform.
Xenos are on that high of going to LAN. Radix are kind of broken spirited a bit. You know, it sucks being in that situation where it literally comes down to being the only game of the day that realistically matters in terms of standings, but there they stand. So we can speak a bit more now, actually, because we've actually seen 4 rounds of play. Not just the once, we actually can comment a bit more. What's really stood out to you so far?
I'd say that the trading out that Xenos have been able to perform, we've seen them go into 4-3 deficits, and all of a sudden they switched it around with the quick gun skill. I would say that they have the better gun skill over Radix today, which is surprising. I believe before that round, we seen Pat and Fabia on 0 kills. The 2 main roamers and 2 main slayers for Team Radix, they weren't turning up today.
Yeah, again, it's that whole, we've said it so many times tonight already, the whole consistency piece. If your main slayers don't step up or your main players don't step up, who is going to take their place? And when neither of those 2 guys are stepping up, who are you turning to? Like, realistically, maybe Pony? Because you've got Pat and Fabio who aren't delivering particularly well. Pony's trying, but I don't know, it's just not enough for them. And to be fair as well, we can't really take away from Xenos because they've played incredibly well.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, this aggressive push we just saw in that round just then that got cancelled off, that was a bit very risky. Literally at like 2 minutes 25 seconds to be going for that push is definitely a big kind of ballsy
it's a
play.
strategy.
Oh, for sure. But it was working out super well. Like that C4 kind of caught them off guard, I guess, and Murph got picked off. You would expect
still managed to trade out. I don't know how. See as soon as I seen Melons get that kill to send it into a 4-3 advantage to Radix, that's whenever I thought, okay, now they have control, all the utility's gone, the planter's dead, Ying's dead. But somehow TW and Wangum then picked up 2 quick kills, and it sent into a 3v2, 2v2. Kenders pushes up into a 2v1, and then we don't know where it's from there. But
we can imagine we know where it went.
We think it went from Xenos because Wangum was literally at the double window as well and seen him as well, so we don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
See what the verdict is anyway.
But we will find out when we get back into that one. I imagine like if they had a resolution on there and that they could see, then fine. Like I'm not sure if it kicked everyone off or what, but we'll find out.
I believe it does.
We'll find out and update you all very soon exactly as to what happened there. But again, we might as well have a quick talk as well about the last game of the day that's coming up after this one. Going to be Enix facing off against Infamy. What do you think to that one?
Well, Infamy, they're not going. They're not going to land. We know this for quite some time. Enix top seed. Last time Enix and Infamy came about in week 1, it was 1-1, which was a pretty strong start.
And it surprised everyone, to be fair, as well. No one really expected that.
I believe it was a reverse sweep for Infamy. They were 4-1 down, and then they won 6-4. Pretty respectable from them. But Enix, again, have grew as a team. We've seen, especially week 4 and week 3 and week 4 with their battles against Radix, that is where we have seen the real Enix. Let's not forget, Enix are still riding hype off becoming Major League champions. They, of course, did win Major League Season 4 this season, so they have that another title under their belt, of course. They're still, more or less, they're still the champions since they did win the only UK LAN event. They have won the most in the UK scene out of anybody, so of course they do have all that momentum.
So we're going to resume from where we left off, essentially, with that last round not counting. It goes back to being 3-0. So, the opportunity stands for Radix to again go back to that old storyline of preventing this going to match point, putting themselves in a really scary spot. I'm curious if they do go for the same thing, because it worked, but I don't know. I feel if you go for the same thing twice, like, I don't know. Do Radix, you think, here expect it to happen?
I don't think they expect it because we're not seeing any smoke. That's the main giveaway. If you think that a team's going to do that same Ying push again, as soon as you hear a smoke grenade or a Ying Candela device being chucked in, as a smoke player, that is your cue to throw a smoke grenade, shuts down any possibility of any push coming in from that window. If Radix were expecting that, then they would bring the smoke and they'd sacrifice probably either the castle or the vigil for it. And they're still also setting up gearing towards the master bedroom.
Yeah.
So it tells me that they're definitely not expecting it. Even they're not having the mirror window on the B wall, instead still putting it on the white. I don't think Radix are ready for it again. I don't think they're expecting it.
I hope they at least have an inkling, or at least a suspicion, that this might happen. Because if they get caught with their pants down by the same strategy twice in a row, they will be kicking themselves in the following rounds. I completely appreciate that you might think, well, they've just tried it against us, there's no way they try the same thing again, because they know we might be expecting it. But if they aren't acting to it without the smoke, then well, rough situation to be in.
Seems a bit Xenos aren't themselves. They're not going to go for the push. Instead, they're going to switch up. Previously, we've seen them all spawn towards the junkyard side.
So same comp, different plan.
Yeah, it seems to be that they're all spread out. Kinder's over towards the big watchtower, and then also the rest of the team towards street. IQ versus Vigil. IQ should have this advantage, of course, especially whenever Pony does switch on his device, as we are going to see it, and this is where Kenders will start tagging him out. He does spot him. I believe that they brought the IQ knowing that either Pat or Fabia or Pony can all play Vigil. We look at the rise of Vigil play against their games against Enix, where we did see then Pat bringing IQ to counter Madman. Kenders is following in that same strategy as well, knowing that they're bound to bring Vigil at one point, specifically for a big tower hold. He knows he's up there, he just doesn't know where he is.
Well, this time around, it's going to be Radix opening up the kills. TW being the first one getting dropped by Fabia, who, as we said, has had a pretty quiet game so far. He needs to be the one stepping up and making some magic happen for his team. Him and Pat both, you would argue, both needing to get big games in here, get big scores on the board if Radix are going to keep that land dream alive. Just very slow as well. I actually got a surprise that it's got to slow down here, very briefly. No one's really moving too much. Like even Winegum just sat outside here, just keeping an eye on the angle, wanting to make sure no one's trying any crazy rotations, just giving his team time to slowly crawl into place before they try and execute that strategy. Oh, the trade-off though, and Kinders will bring down Fabio. That's what we're expecting from him this week because he's been playing very well.
Yep, that is going to be Kenders getting the first kill for his team. Pony still causing a menace as this Vigil has rotated from the big tower down in towards the classroom area and has decided to back off in towards the toilet area. Pat Ayla is actually going to go take his place inside the big tower, which does leave only 2 members on site. Do you see the IQ hunting Vigil? He knows he's there. Pistol shot's going to go in as Pony now does rotate in towards site. 40 seconds to go. And Pony is going to be covering this back end that seems to be that Kenders is wanting to go for, and I don't think Kenders is going to be ready for where Pony's going to be located. If Pony does shoot and give his location away, as Pony is going to peek. Whoa, shots are going to be fired. Pony doesn't decide to chase the kill and does leave Kenders on very low health. Both of these guys on very low health. Yings are going to go in. And this is almost seemed to be a split push 2 coming in from actually going to see Murph push in. It's going to be 2 coming in from the bedroom side. Pony gets one pack. This one too much action for me to commentate on. Diffuser gets planted in the midst of that as Kender's going to be located on the window. As I say that, he is going to be finished off at the window. Last one up is going to be Floki. Does hit a couple of shots on the castle, but Pat does trade it out. And Radix do get their first point on the board.
Is this where we see the start of the revolution? Because they defended this round very well. Very close, mind you. Because both remaining defenders had blinking health bars. Barely anything left between them. One more shot could have sent it over to Xenos' way and put us at match point. But Radix take one back at the very least. But Xenos still find themselves in that 3-1 situation as they head into the defensive round.
Xenos do have their laundry room and supply room available for themselves, of course. Last time the meeting hole did work a charm, as Radix just couldn't deal with it last time. It was a flawless victory for Xenos. Can they recreate it once again with their hold? Big plays from TW and Murph last time, as I'm sure it is going to be a standard 3-2 split. 2 members being Wangum and Floki on the site, being that anchor combo, and then also Murph and also Kenders and TW, the roaming trio up in towards the meeting hall.
Let's see how they turn to make this one work out for the meeting room. As you say, is always one of the big ones you look towards. Very, very good and sensible hall, but most of the reinforcements already going downstairs here. You've spoke about that mirror double window quite a few times. One looking onto laundry, one looking up the corridor towards those back-end stairs on construction site side. Meeting room, though, we've already seen tonight what Nasha did with that point, holding that down and getting 4 kills in meeting room alone.
10 seconds to go.
They can choose to try and echo that, stick someone like Kinders or Murph in there, someone they know is relatively reliable and get them kills. I think Kinders definitely showing up a bit more than Murph so far today. Stick him in there and just see how much time he can waste. Playing on the Ella, would not be surprised to see him being the one staying in there.
Radix will be picking up a Ying for their push. This could be used to clear this meeting room, which they have had issues with, or just for that final push, heading in towards either that main stairs and laundry push, or going for the hatch drop with the supply push. It is really flexible. Ying has been a really big staple as an operator for Oregon. She has been a big impact influencer for such a small, tight bomb site, even may it be the laundry room or even possibly the kids' bedroom, as we have seen, I believe it's TW picked that up, or I believe it was actually Murph played the Ying. We do see the opening being opened up by Murph, as he is going to be getting the first kill onto the Ying. So all the stuff I talked about is going to go out the window. She's not going to be used for taking out this meeting or clearing the downstairs push.
I really like how Xenos have actually spread themselves out across the whole of meeting room and up into tower as well. They know almost for a fact there will be no push coming in that way. So rather than sticking two people in meeting room and saying, right, you watch one side and I'll watch the other, what they've actually done is said, forget about it, go out of meeting room and just sit in tower altogether. That's exactly where the Ella is lurking right now, where Kinders is watching. What they need to be wary of that is the push coming in from the other side in numbers, though, otherwise they leave themselves a little bit shortchanged.
Seems to be that the push is still trying to be implemented by Radix. They have opened up the Attic, so Pony can come in as a sledge. TW gets a kill on the pap, and Pony does get the trade out straight away. Murph catches a glimpse of some of the legs of Pony, and then does decide to rotate before getting tagged up, and he does scurry away to safety, as Pony is lurking. Minute to go. They have gained control of meeting, but they've lost their Ying and also lost their Habana, so the mirror window will be staying put. All free smoke canisters still available for Floki, and at the 40-second mark you would expect Xenos to win the round sheerly due to the fact of these smoke grenades.
Still taking time though. Xenos in a 3 versus 3, slightly lower on health as well. Losing one of their big fraggers in Kinders, which is where I have some worry, and Radix now looking to push downstairs through that main. Oh, a great grenade catches Murph completely off guard though. And now Melons is pushing downstairs, is going to be facing off against the defending members of Xenos. He's going to go for the plant here potentially as well. But these smoke grenades, we know what smoke grenades can do, and they are going to bring Melons down and completely lock off that diffuser with 2 grenades left. This is a very rough spot for Radix to be in.
This is where smoke becomes the best.
Oh, another grenade!
What a nade from Pony! Almost trying to equal what Kinders can do. Wingum located at the main corridor. I believe that Thatcher is going to be ready. C4 is going to get tossed. Doesn't catch Pony. So it's going to have to be big for Wingum Diffuser. If it does go down, this isn't looking good, as he has to take on 2 angles. One at the stairs, one at the hatch, but both of them are going to go towards the hatch. This is going to go in the way of Radix. Excellent stuff from them.
They can now just sit and hold quite comfortably, and there is very little that Wyngon can do about it here. He's going to have to get 2 one-taps down onto either of them just to make sure he can close this round out. But as soon as they hear that diffuser going down, they are going to rush, and they are going to go for it. Oh, we've got a great angle, though. And Pony catches out Wyngon from the 2nd floor with the whole vision downstairs. Look at that beautiful angle all the way down. And Radix, dare I say, the dream is alive. The turnaround is beginning. Can they get themselves into overtime, though? That's the big question. Or even just win the map outright. Of course, that'd be a nice one for them.
It was a better push this time for Radix. The nade from Pony being the saving grace for Radix. I believe that we can all safe to say if it wasn't for Pony getting rid of that smoke in the cover, it would have been a different ball game, as Xenos would have all the control. Looking at the way that Xenos did, or the way that Radix did push in, this time they did take Attic, which they didn't do previously. Pony was in that position to clear out that meeting room from that hatch, of course. Murph, I actually don't know where Murph got killed from with that nade. Was it maybe just a straight frag down in towards the mirror window, towards the supply closet, and it probably was that. I always find it ironic, a Jaeger getting killed by a nade, you know, because he's the main counter to 2 nades. But nonetheless, Radix do have a bit of momentum behind themselves, but Xenos still with the lead. Xenos get this round to take it the match point, more pressure on Radix, who then have to win 2 rounds on the trot. Still anyone's game.
But it's worth mentioning Radix just won an attacking round as well, and generally you find it quite easy to defend this point on the defending side, and a little bit harder to aggress onto. So, I think for Xenos especially, this round is crucial. It's one of the harder ones they need to win, but they need to win it all the same. If this goes to the point where it ends up being 4-3 Radix, it's incredible how much of a turnaround that can be. Honestly, because of a small DC, the little amount of time they get to kind of reevaluate their mental state, have a bit of a chat and just say, right, what needs to change in these next few rounds for us to be able to come back into it? Whatever the answer is, they clearly found it, because right now Radix are looking very good. 2 rounds on the trot.
Once again, the big tower push is going to be coming out from Xenos. This is the last push that they did perform for taking this laundry room. Pony is going to be located going for this bandit trick. But the main way to stop that bandit trick happening is to simply go up in towards that top attic area and simply just frag him from that angle. Two people inside the meeting is going to be Ayla and Jaeger, so the trio of roamers that we always see commonly defending this meeting room is going to be implemented once again. It is interesting that he's decided to bandit trick the attic side rather than master bedroom, as I believe that they do know that Xenos do like to go for this attic. Floki is going to be having a little bait with Tony. This is where the bandit and Thermite do struggle with each other, as we do see Kinder's trying to get rid of Jaeger, or get rid of the Jaeger devices and then try and get rid of the bandits.
So Kinder's got that angle, which means he's flat out pinning that corner. If he plants on the left-hand side here, terrible timing, but Kinders manages to secure him out there, which means they can now plant it safely and go through. That's what I was speaking about. You get yourself pinched because you cannot even look towards that window, or you get caught out. Admittedly, he tucked himself away in the corner very nicely, but sadly, a grenade does not respect corners, and apparently neither does Kinders.
Quake, however, does get the kill on the TW. I believe that was a quick sneak up the back stairs and gets the kill on to that Thatcher. Meeting hall control still in the way of Ayla. Jaeger is roaming about that west side, but I'm sure Winegum should be stationed out on that white van area like we did see him previously do, which I am correct about. We did see him get a double kill from this. Yep, I always get it right. Wake with another kill on the Kinders, being big on this smoke. That's going to be Kinders out of the picture, and it seems to be crumbling from Xenos from a brilliant start for them, going 3-0 up. Is now starting to slip away from them in this stage, and 40 seconds to go. Smoke grenades haven't even been expended yet. This is where Ying has to be big.
In that 4 versus 3 situation, and again, the attack is always a lot harder, but let's see what they can do. They're going to try and go for their push in if they can. But I'm not feeling too optimistic, if I'm completely honest here with you, Demo. I think for Xenos, they've got to get 2 quick kills here in succession to make this work out for them. And they're not going to. Pat gets 1 onto Floki, and suddenly things look even shakier for the side of Xenos. What's happening? These DCs have thrown them completely off sync. Either that or Radix has stepped up big time. Murph managed to trade a kill back. Make that 2. Suddenly it's in a 1 versus 2, and the diffuser has not even gone down yet.
Nope, that is going to be time running out. 2 defenders to find, not enough time. And Radix bring it back. 3 rounds apiece.
Oh boy. Full reverse sweep essentially. Another DC going through from Quake, so we will have to get him back in before we can crack on with this one. But still, 3 and 3. It's like a curtain descends, everything changes. Once the curtain lifts, you just don't know what's going to come next.
We will be having another rehost, it appears to be. Unless we are going to see this game being played through, unless Radix are going to back out. Doesn't seem to be they're going to... Oh, we are going to see the back out, okay.
We're going to back out. We'll be going for a rehost of that one just to make sure everything is nice and squared up. However, now we've got even more stuff to talk about. Hey, now we've got 3 rounds that all went the way of Radix. Comes as a bit of a surprise given Xenos' really dominant performance in these first 3 rounds.
Could be the curse of the rehost. It is something that has been about for quite some time, where teams talk about whenever a rehost happens, all of a sudden they're 3-0, they're 4-0 lead. Yeah. Just go out the window and the other team gets momentum swing. It happens. It does happen to the best teams. Yep. It's something that you can't explain why it happens, but it does. But Xenos need to shake it out. They need to shake it out themselves. It is still 3 apiece, so it's still anybody's game. This is going to be the big round to decide who will be having that match point advantage, which then puts the pressure on the other team with only 3 points to make sure you take it to that overtime round, of course.
Yeah.
Remember, Xenos, 2 more rounds, and they go through the LAN. Radix pull it back 2 more rounds. We take it to that second map, the decider map.
Oh boy.
Whoever wins that map will be going to LAN. Still anybody's game.
Border, what a map to end it on as well. Do you have a replay actually to go have a look through at those grenades we were speaking about? Because there were some wonderful grenades being thrown around. They've got quite a few grenade kills in general today. Vet's got quite a few as well. Well, here's the one we got there, and then this one came just flying through the side behind the mirror window. That was the real magic one for me. To be honest with you, I don't blame Floki being sat here. It's where you're meant to sit. He threw his own grenades, getting the kill out with the smoke. It's just when the grenade comes through here, it doesn't even look like he's throwing a grenade to begin with, and then suddenly catches him out.
Yeah, there he is. He's going to cook the nade, and then he's just going to creep around like... Floki could have peeked in there and possibly got the kill. He could have possibly got the kill because he was in a very exposed location there, right in the middle, crouching. Floki did catch the glimpse, but he just sat back.
Yeah.
If he went for the peek, that could have been different. That would have been put into a 2v1. He still would have been alive with smoke canisters, and then they could have went on to win the round from that stage. But it happens. You either take the chances or you don't take the chances, and that time it didn't pay off for them.
With the way they were set up as well, the smoke grenades would have worked wonderfully because, of course, blocking out the stairs with 2 aggressive members would be like dreamland for any smoke player. But then to find yourself in the situation where in that small lapse of time where your smoke grenades are down and not present on the map, to have a grenade come flying your way and kill you is just like, really? Really? However, it happens, right? And that's why I'm always very wary about the mirror with the open exposed wall next to it, is you do have the ability for people to either run through it, to gun through it, and just hope you peek yourself, for example, or even just throw explosives through like we saw just now. There's so many things that you can kill a defender out with if they're sat behind a single wall with a mirror on it.
Yeah, that's the thing about mirror windows leaving it exposed, is that you can get catapulted, you can get flashbang through it, you can get quite possibly even just a normal flashbang can do it. But typically, I'm not entirely sure why they would open it completely. That is a strange one. You just kind of have the little peek hole, so you just enough to throw your smoke grenades through. Yeah. You wouldn't open it completely that much so you can get catapulted and flashbanged.
Especially on the wall right next to it is a rotation hole as well.
Yeah.
Like just outside of that brick room, there is usually a rotation hole that teams will set up, for example. So again, I agree. I'm not 100% sure what the thought process was.
Another reason, like another way that you could stop nades happening, which some teams have started to pick up, is that you reinforce the left-hand side rather than the right. A lot of teams reinforce the right-hand side, but then if you open up that big hole, then you can't exactly run through into your into the supply room. You're basically stuck in that corner, so it's easy for nade members to predict where you're going to be sat. If you have it to the left-hand side, you then have that flexibility of rotating. If you see a nade being cooked, then you just run to the left, and you still have that same cover of angle. You'll see him jump up into the laundry machine, you'll hear him push down the stairs, and you can still get your smoke grenades out of it. That's another option that you could do.
I agree. It's so maybe a couple of small mistakes there, but already today has been a day of small mistakes.
I've been picking up on them a lot,
Small things being made by teams that arguably is losing them rounds or losing them kills that they otherwise shouldn't be losing. But speaking of losing and winning, it's another bit of a plug for our Siege finals happening in just a couple of weeks here live in Leicester.
Next weekend.
Absolutely. The winner of this game will join 3 other teams. We're going to see NX, 1UP and Vex all already heading there. You can get your tickets and get down for the day. Head over to esl.pm/Siege finals. Grab yourself a ticket. It's not an event to be missed. You guys are a passionate bunch out there. We've seen you for the last 6 weeks screaming the house down on Twitter, in Twitch chat. Now come and do it in person and say hello. We're not scary.
Meet the players, meet the casters, meet Matt Andrews.
Meet Matt Andrews. Get him to say it's Siege time. If someone gets a Snapchat something with him saying it's Siege time, baby, send it to me. Immortalized status forever. I don't know what I'll think of something to do. All right, so we actually have production option to say first person does it get to tenner. So that's your ticket covered and some travel. Just look for a guy called Jareth. He's the guy who's offered that tenner. Nice one, Jareth. What a superhero.
We'll link his Twitter later.
Link his Twitter later, yeah. Oh, what was it again? His strange Twitter handle? Nectar Points, wasn't it?
Yeah, was that.
There's a casual plug for all of the production guys out there for doxing it. How is that I've been told thanks for doxing me. It's not doxing you. I haven't got your address. We're going back into game any second now anyway, so we can stop talking about doxing our production staff. And let's get into this one. 3-3 on the scoreboard. Radix versus Xenos. Whoever wins this map will be going to LAN almost. Xenos will. Radix will have to win yet another map to ensure that reality comes to life. And given how things have gone so far, it was all Xenos for the first 3 rounds, and then Radix caught a second wind, as it might be. We saw a breath of fresh air just kind of flow through the team. They started picking up kills where otherwise they normally wouldn't. And well, Kinders and Murph went very, very quiet on the Xenos side.
No surprise from the lineups for both teams. Standard 5 defenders for Xenos, standard 5 attackers for Radix. No surprise, both these setups can defend and also attack the majority of the bomb sites.
They attack. What is it? They protect, they attack, but they also stack and get C4'd.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, let's go with that.
We'll go with it, boys. Come on. It's the only opportunity I'll ever get to say that, because you said attack and defend in the same sentence, and I was like,
attackers have recovered.
Attackers anyway, here comes the attack from Radix. Let's see if they can win out this round and take it to 4-3 and take it through to match point to be in with a chance of winning away Oregon. Now again, this was their map pick. Xenos picked up Border, but we've already said Border is a widely played map that all teams seem to favour on quite widely, so I'm not 100% sold on it being a Xenos preferential pick. I just think it was a very comfortable map for Xenos that they knew there wouldn't be too many surprises coming through on.
Yeah, it's just a 50-50 map. Most teams can play Oregon, if not all teams, because it is one of the most played maps out of any ESL map, may that be in all platforms and any competition. Oregon always shows up. It is a very easily played map. There's not a lot of strats you have to move into it. It's just very standard. Relies heavily on your gun skill and your coordination and teamwork, especially whenever you look at different pushes where you have to clear out an entire meeting hall. And if you have the right chemistry and the right team chem, then it will go in your favour. Pat opening up the kill onto Kinders. That's going to be the main fragger down for Xenos. This does leave them in a predicament. All members of Radix stacking out towards this master bedroom area, so standard master bedroom push coming in from them. I believe last time it didn't work for them, as they were just completely caught off by the smoke grenades, as they just tried to funnel their way in towards the master bedroom area.
Pony and Pat burnt through so many grenades trying to clear that room out because they thought there was someone still in the corner. A lot of time wasted on that window, and that's actually probably a dream scenario as a roamer, is that you can move to safety and rotate back towards your team, but the other team still think you're present in that old location because they burnt all the resources all the time. Like, that was a really good roam, to be fair, and very, very good positional awareness, I suppose, to be able to rotate away before he got pushed on.
By attackers.
I would honestly like to see a bandit trick coming out from Xenos in this situation. All the nades are going to be gone from Pony. The only thing that would stop them is going to be an Ash charge from below, but if they did manage to go for the bandit trick there coming out from TW, that would have wasted a lot more time and could have been the big factor. Do you see Melons holding that tight angle on that kid's bedroom? Also Quake downstairs covering the flank. And this is where the smoke grenades will be fired out by, I believe it's Winegum on the smoke. As we see the quick, that little cough from Melon's dead alert Murph to where he was. And that has equaled it up and has nearly just made Radix stand still at this stage. As we do see TW get picked up from, pre-fire shots are going to go in. Murph sees him, as Pat also sees him, but none of the shots land on one another. Fabia outside on this double window. A lot of pressure coming in from many angles for Xenos. Quake gets the kill on the Wangum, who was trying to peek. Looking a lot better for Xenos as both members, or looking a lot better for Radix, just says both members of Xenos are going to be stacked up on that white stairs. 4v1 stabs almost going to come in. Murph gets the pistol kill on the Pat, but Radix have control of the upstairs, and Radix will be taking this match point.
Attackers are activating.
Very, very close then, but now can Murph pull off the wonder play? We've seen it a few times before, but the answer is no. It's like I've cursed him. Quake waking up and taking that kill for his team, and now, like you say, the reverse sweep has come to life. It's a caster curse, right? You can't say there'll be a reverse sweep because it just happens. 4-3 in favour of Xenos.
The main reason why Xenos aren't winning that attack is because they don't have that mirror window stationed on the white stairs. That mirror window gives complete lockdown control off that master bedroom double wall. It also gives complete lockdown off that single door push. Having that mirror window inside the armory corridor, it's not doing a lot for them. They haven't done anything with it, especially whenever Pony just comes in straight from the armory window and just shuts you off from there. I would like to see that mirror window moved into that single wall in towards that white stairs. So that would give them more coverage, which is another option they can go for, which would be the right option.
Well, let's see how they manage to defend this upstairs bedroom.
And
of course the dorms. I'm not going to call it your bedroom just now. They win this one, they take the first map, and that next map becomes all the more important. Now, it's not an easy task. Xenos have already shown in the first 3 rounds of this map, that they have the capability to really step up and deliver. But that team, for the last 4 rounds, appear almost to have disappeared. It's amazing how the momentum swing has just suddenly gone in Radix's favour. And Border, I think, will tell all. If we get there, of course, you never know. Xenos might just turn around now, force it to overtime, and completely win it out. Although I'm not really optimistic about that. We've already seen the defensive strength of both teams so far, and Radix especially, given their current run record, I would give this round to them and therefore give Oregon over to them.
I can sense, I don't know what it is, I can sense how much both these teams want this victory. I can imagine the parties right now. Radix are ecstatic, they've won 4 rounds on the bounce, they're at match point. I'm sure Wangum was telling his boys, what are you doing? What are you doing? How are we losing this? Because I know how much Xenos want to go to LAN. They want to maintain that LAN record, being able to go to every UK LAN that there is. They need to do something big here. And if anybody's going to do it, it's going to have to be either Murph or Kinders, because they are going to be the 2 main fraggers. I hope it's Murph, because I want him to finally shine and show why he has been substituted in for Whiskers. let's see where Xenos can go from this stage.
We both said the same thing, didn't we? Really, for Murph, this is the week where he needs to step up and prove why he's been such a hyped-up player. Because right now, it's the XKS show. He's the guy who is stepping up and delivering big time for Vexed. Now they need a player of their own to step up and show them what they're made of.
They seem to be going for their standard master bedroom push. But the reason that they are simply going for the master bedroom push is because it does save them a lot of time rather than going and hunting these roamers who we seem to have two roamers, Pat and Pony, located in the big tower. Pat is going to rotate, but still, Pony upstairs on the top floor. Wangum is going to put some pressure from the double window. Only 3 members in sight. With a quick Ying push, this could be very successful for Xenos. With taking only 3 members, it would be a 5v3 in this scenario, as the other 2 are located off-site. Do you see Pat looking for Wangum to come over towards that left-hand side of that roof and get an easy kill onto him? This is where Murph is going to come in with these Candela devices. As nothing is happening as of yet with a minute to go. This is going to be quick. It's going to come in fast and furious with a potential last round.
When the kills start flying, they are going to fly high and true. Question is, when does the first one come? Because at this point, there's 10 left with 15 seconds to go. That averages out about a kill every 5 seconds if we were to go down to 0. Not fully expecting it to do so, but we need to see some movement come in from Xenos. They are literally at the point.
It's slow.
They're about to lose the map if they don't make a move now. They've got to go for the push.
Fabia is going to open up the killing, getting the kill on to Kenders, Candela's, Yings. Smoke grenade is going to go in. TW is going to try and plant at the door. Pat gets the kill on the TW to try and go for the plant with a flank from Pat. Shuts out the round, and that is going to be Radix taking the round. 5-round comeback against Xenos. And we will be moving on to our final map. It is going to be Border.
Well, fair play, Radix. After those first 3 rounds, I did not expect to come back in the slightest. I thought that's going to be the end of that. They've already shown Xenos that they've got the capability and the skill and everything else and the superiority to go to LAN. But Radix, fair play, boys, you proved me wrong. And now we find ourselves in the real matchup between these teams when we jump onto Border. Literally, the winner of that map goes to LAN. The loser does not. Maybe they go, but only the spectators, not there to play and win a good chunk of money, which of course is what we've got up for grabs. I think it's 10.5 grand they've got in the prize pool.
10.8.
It's pretty nuts. It's a lot of money to compete for a day's worth of playing Siege. Not too bad.
Especially whenever all of these guys, all 40 members, they're just casual players. They're not professional. They don't take it, as seriously as the Pro League players. They're just there, they have their day jobs. Guys have families. They're just here to turn up and play Siege, and they're getting money for it. What more could you ask for? Can't say fairer than that. So for all teams, it means a big deal. And for these 2 teams, this is big crunch time coming. I have some replays for you in just a second that you can go over and have a bit. In case you missed it and you're just joining us, you can see exactly what just went down. But let's talk more about the story of this one. We mentioned a couple of times already. Xenos 3-0. Dominating play, barely dropping any kills in those initial 3 rounds. And then suddenly, Radix, after a couple of unfortunate DTs and rehosts, come out like a new team. What happened? I just think it's the curse of the rehost. You can't say much about it. I would have loved to see where that 4th round would have went. Would it have went in Xenos' favour in 4-0? We think yes. We'll never know. We'll never know. I do feel sorry for Xenos that round didn't count because they had a perfect push. It worked well. It was just a 2v1. It seemed to be Kindred had the gun skill over Pat in that scenario. We'll never find out. We won't, but what we can find out is whether or not Xenos could turn it around on Border. Again, that is their map pick. It's what they're choosing to go towards. If they can win that one out, then all fears have been laid to rest and they're not going to have to panic anymore. If they lose the first couple of rounds to Radix, they are going to be on edge. Because imagine getting to the point where you're coming into the week, you're set to go to LAN, you're like, cool, come on guys, you've got a 1-1, that's all we've got to do. We haven't got to win. We've literally just got to go 1-on-1 and we make it to LAN, and then you lose. That would be heartbreaking. It would be. It would be, like, you're putting in all this time and effort, all this dedication, and for the final night where you have to perform and you don't turn up, what can you say? That would be the real kicker. The thing is as well, for a lot of these teams, a lot of the focus goes onto those that are the most vocal. Those like Vex, for example, the guys on Twitter, like OneUp can also be a kind of argued example. Maybe in a more good light than a kind of let's go and troll everyone kind of like Vex. But you think about like teams like Enix, you don't really see them popping up in like controversial threads or making too much noise. They keep to themselves now. Exactly, they keep to themselves, they turn up on a Monday, they play their games, and they really want to be done. They're passionate about Siege.
So for both of these teams, really, you know, I've seen the passion being shown by players like No Thumbs from Infamy really stands out to me. I think that 1 week where they took a map away from Enix, they were ecstatic afterwards because they were like, everyone doubted us and we proved to everyone that we can do this. And I think with these two players here, these two teams, sorry, here in this game, same kind of story. Both of them are they're just gunning for it so hard. And to know, especially in Zealous' case, that it was that close, like literally 2 more rounds they had done it, to then have it snatched away crawling from Radix, especially to have that kind of total turnaround in terms of mentality, in terms of style, in terms of winning, to then have to go to border. I would not want to be with any of those players right now. This is a real horrible situation to be in.
Let's get into the game.
Let's get into the game. Good timing. Yeah, good at this demo. Good job. It's not like you listen to production or anything, right? Oh, was he telling you? Oh, the observer was dabbing at you. Okay, I understand. So demo now communicates in dabs. I get it.
Let's get in.
What does 2 dabs mean?
Maybe.
What does 1 dab mean?
Yes.
What does 3 mean?
No.
Okay, fair play.
So Xenos versus Radix.
Are you happy?
Can I get on with my cast?
No,
please?
in a minute. I want you to speak to me in dabbing very quickly. Is our observer doing a good job? Yes, he did it. Demo dabbed. Demo broke out of his mold of being a caster and had some fun, ladies and gents. Now we can have some fun. He's actually looking...
I'll have some fun whenever we're at
He's looking deeply depressed right now. It's all good. We're into the map. Let's go. Now you can go back to doing what you always do, which is talking rubbish where everyone ignores you. But please do tell us so we can ignore you about this map and about these 2 teams on border.
So border, a map which we've seen played a lot. This again, guys, if you don't know any of the team rosters, there is Radix popping up quick. Wonder if we'll see Xenos popping up quick as well.
No chance. Why would you show both teams? Only show 1 team only.
I don't know. It's popped the production.
Well, sarcasm, mate. You will see the team shortly, no doubt. However, we've spoken a lot. In fact, I remember distinctly we were casting this map before. The constant setup was always here on this bomb point, and inside this room here at the center of your screen, that is where we always saw the plays happening.
Locate and defuse a bomb.
Yeah, inside that office area.
Have anything to say?
No. Inside that office area has been the main force of most of the beachhead pushes that the attackers have tried to push in from. Looking at this strategy that Radix are going for, they are looking at a security hold, a strategy which we have seen quite a lot with the Uprise, of course. We've seen it a lot being played this season. The main way that seems to be that Xenos want to get rid of that strategy is to go below with the buck and start destroying all the floor below the defenders. This is going to just start moving them about in towards these safe locations behind the circle desk or behind that mirror window inside security, which then allows everybody else to start pushing in from, of course. But we'll see how they're going to start pushing. Still a minute gone. Nothing as of yet. No destructibility. Pretty slow for Xenos.
Kind of expected. I mean, to be fair, on the first round of any map, it's unless you're vexed, you're not going to do something utterly crazy and just go charging in. I think it's always a little bit slower, and you'll just see it being a case of, well, let's not rush it. Let's take our time, get ourselves acclimated with the map once more, remember what we're here to do, remember what this match means to us. And I think also there's that element of it being that LAN map that is going to play into your mind a bit as well. Knowing that any small mistake could arguably end up costing you that round that ends up leading to you not getting to LAN. No one wants to be that guy that makes the big mistake.
No, nobody wants to be the guy who chokes like this, the 5-5 overtime match point 1v1. Nobody wants to be that guy who just loses your team the chance, because I'm sure once you lose that, you're not going to be the most liked guy in the party at that stage. 1 minute left, and Xenos have done nothing. I say that Wangdom gets a kill, but they still haven't made any headway in towards a breachable position. The defenders still have control of security. Kenders is located here in the central stairs, is going to be shut down by a castle barricade. Seems to be that Pony and the castle can rotate at any time and go for a retake. 50 seconds ago, Xenos are standing still, Radix are holding firm. Where is the push coming in from? It seems to be that the office is going to be the location that they want to come in from. As the Thatcher grenades are going to go down, they have to be quick. 40 seconds to go. Quake is going to catch a glimpse of Abana, but she's going to be too quick. Melons gets the kill onto Murph with that C4. It's going to be a quick push coming in from Xenos. One guy is going to be at the single. Pony gets the kill onto Kenders from that flank. Melons catching glimpse of Wangdom, but loses that engagement, as it does go into a 3v3. 20 seconds to go. Pony is going to rotate back to site. as Quake is also going to be there. Bandit is going to be the first man up beside that bay, and he's going to go for the Bandit trick. What a play from Fabia, knowing that they don't have enough time. 10 seconds left, and it should just come simple for Fable, but he misses the shots as TW pushes in. Quake gets a kill on the wine gum, and then also it's going to be a down onto the Fairmount, and Quake finishes off the round, and Radix take the round.
Scrappy as all hell is pretty much how I describe that round. Both teams trading kills back and forth, and to be fair, that one kill the wine gum got, I was a bit like, what? Because going through the window trade, like that looked like an easy spray coming through for the defender on that side, and it was like, I don't know. Realistically, that felt like it should have been the round for Radix quite a lot earlier on. But Xenos managing to get that diffuse in, managed to go for the push, even past the Demira window, getting 2 members inside, and getting the kill, and getting the diffuse halfway down. That must have been a bit of a scare, if nothing else, I think, for Radix.
Xenos just stood still. They didn't know what to do. They just looked limp in their attack. They didn't even take control of security. We've seen that they geared up, going below and start bucking. I believe that with the hatch being open, it scared them away. They don't want to challenge the hatch. And from there, they just didn't do anything. It was a very lackluster attack, and it was simple for Radix to defend a great bandit trick coming in at that single wall, because if that Thermite charge had gone off, that would have blown the bombs out wide open, and it would have allowed then Thatcher to play really tight back, just in behind them tables at office, and then allowed Floki to push in and go for the plant, and then also Winegum sitting at the single window holding the cross. Could have made a different tale.
Here comes that very, I don't want to say aggressive defense, but it's definitely a more forward defense than what we're strictly used to seeing. I don't think, generally actually, the number of times I've seen this room defended and the defense not go well, I think is definitely outweighing the number of times that I have seen it go well. So I'd like to see maybe some more, I don't know, there's just something about this point I'm not 100% sold on, or this particular defensive setup. It feels a bit too stretched sometimes. Like, I get otherwise if you choose to sit back, you're basically sat on the bomb defending the bomb rather than a room away from the bomb. So you find yourself in a bit of a rough spot, and there's 2 windows, there's the balcony as well. It's not the best place to be once you're sat inside there defending. So pushing that is a smart idea, but it just feels very exposed at the best of times. We've never really seen a team defend that too well.
You said that that fountain hold seems a little bit more up front than the security hold. I would say security hold puts you at way more of an aggressive stand than that fountain. You think about the fountain, it gives you a quick rotate back into towards site. You're protected by 4 reinforced walls. Putting yourself at security puts you at the mercy of a window that covers the whole entire room. It puts you at a door which people can push in from, and also destructibility from below, which you don't get from the fountain. So I would say this is a bit more of a slower and more methodical hold rather than the more aggressive security style, which just doesn't allow the attackers into the building. Seem to having a roam game coming out from Xenos' Kinders, and TW pick up a quick double kill. As did you see straight away Pony buck that? Snap, straight away TW gets the kill.
2 headshots to kick the round off for Xenos, so they are definitely saying we are still here, we are still kicking, we are not here to roll over and die, we are here to deliver. And of course, they've got to deliver for themselves right now. Bringing this up to 1-on-1 would at least give them some renewed morale, something they've been missing for the last 4 or 5 rounds of this match between themselves and Radix. Need them heroes to step up though. Murph and Kinders again, the 2 big players that we're looking out to, and Kinders will get Pat from on high, it seems.
That's got to be him using that hatch that they have shot out to his advantage, supporting them. Roamer's last 2 up are going to be Melons and also the Yang. Melons can go for this wall, but with 5 members still up, and especially if we're just going to run in and let Murph gun you down. Double kill for Murph. Quick round from Xenos, a flawless round. That's looking a lot better.
Hell of a lot better at that. That's the kind of the panic point though. Again, it's what we saw from Xenos last round, funnily enough, is when they had very little time, they started making mistakes and getting a bit desperate. This time around, it was Radix being the ones making the mistakes. And Quake, funnily enough, being the one to step up so far for Radix. On the other side, it's all very even, 2 kills apiece, except for Floki, who's currently sat on that 0. Neck and neck. Probably how I'd describe this map. Yeah. Neither side really showing themselves as kind of clear-cut advantages, I don't think. That last round was more a, oh, you're going to funnel through this very, very tight location with next to no time left? Sure, I'm just going to spray and you're going to die. And that's exactly how it worked out.
So it seems to be that Radix will be going for more than likely a top floor hold with these castle barricades and these mirror windows. Let's see if he's going to place 2 upstairs or just the 1, and then keep himself 1 for the bomb site. They're going to be using this aggressive mirror up on this, where primarily the B-bomb would be, in the archives room. Having this mirror window in this location rather than on the other single wall that you would see inside Armory, this puts your roamers at a more of aggressive standpoint. It doesn't let them walk in towards office. And also, is that an impact need that they gave them as well? So that's going to be an aggressive rotate that they can use to their advantage. But then also equally having that impact need gives then somebody on the east balcony a clear line of sight in towards the Armory. I say that, but then they've castled it off. It's strange strategy which I haven't seen. I'm interested to see where this is going to go. I haven't seen this before.
We love a bit of creativity and a little bit of difference here at the Rainbow Six Prem demo, maybe less so because he feels a bit confused, but he wants to see how it's going to go. We all do. That's why we are here, to see the action unfold. Now Radix going to have to hold down pretty tight here as well. Xenos have definitely seem to be winning a lot of these 1v1s, especially Kinders and Murph. They're quite happy taking those fights. Stay away from those two, hold down your angles, and maybe this is the kind of time where they can just sit there and wait for Xenos. There's no reason to push and play aggressive. That has cost them previously. If they can remove that, it definitely removes a facet to Xenos' strengths, I think, which actually is where Radix are their own worst enemy.
Radix, they need to hold strong for this defense. If Xenos manage to take this attack, then you're not looking too hot losing 2 rounds on the trot. They have a double mirror, almost looking like an L, so they can cover towards the east side and also towards the south side of that office area, and having the impact needs to have you a quick rotate. May it be out towards the office area and go for a flank, or just simply back in towards the Armory, which it seems to be that this is where Xenos want the gear up towards. Pat does catch a glimpse of EW, and he does shut him down. Sloppiness from Xenos, not doing their droning work, it seems to be. No drone whatsoever coming in from them, which is unheard from Xenos. We know that they do like to drone and find out where they are and set their slayers up for the attacks.
It's the same as earlier on though, it's not respecting the fact that these enemy teams, you know, they do talk. They are all in a party, they will have each other's backs. That is a natural part of teamwork. But I think when you found an option onto one person, unless it's literally a clear-cut angle onto that one person only, why bother? Like, just don't risk it. Going 1-for-1 is not a good thing when you're on the attacking side.
You need to get them trade outs. We've talked about it today. And Pat just getting another kill onto Weingart, and another one to finish it off.
Great round from Radix. That's a 5-0 in that round, I believe.
Yep, a flawless sweep for them, almost the what Xenos did to them in the previous round. So having a bit off their own medicine this time. Starting
to look very, very good for Radix now at 2-1. Xenos though not down without a fight yet. Still only 3 rounds in. What do you think about what we've seen so far? Anything surprise you or anything you think that's not working out that needs to be changed?
Possibly the way that Xenos are pushing. They're not spreading themselves out. We've seen them just go one way, try and take control of that armory box area.
Yeah.
It wasn't working for them. As soon as one person in your team dies, why would you then just continue pushing through the same door he died at? That's an interesting play to go for. Just try and force your way in. Sure, if you had a blitz, and that would have been able to let you force your way in, but you don't bring the blitz, so then why try and bully your way in? Then you have to spread yourself out more and have these different angles. The way that they had the 2 mirrors inside the archives room, they didn't have the bandit sitting there. So then they could have brought the Wangum in as a bandit and just completely nullified them mirror windows. That would be my go-to thinking as a bandit player. If you see these 2 mirror windows not being bandit, try your bandit. If they're not going to be bandit tricked, then they're just going to be opened up, and that's going to be 2 mirror windows done straight away. Why don't you ever think about that way? Play to your strengths, play to your operators that counter the other operators, you know, Thatcher counters bandit, IQ counters vigil. Play to your strengths.
They've gone for the IQ here, but we'll probably be quite unfortunate to find that there aren't really any vigil players running around the map right now. Do at the very least have the option to spot out something like the bandit, like the Jaeger, like the pulse. Everything is at least on radar then. I think the most important thing is you've got to make sure Pat looks down here as well, because you will find out that pulse lurking downstairs. What I'm quite surprised at as well, we haven't seen any of the dock that we saw in the first game. Saw quite a bit of dock before, and now just completely dropped out.
That was just a Noxa phase, I believe. That was just a preference pick for him as a player, which different people do have. but he's not the norm. That's why I call him a niche pick, because we don't see him played every single round. You look at Legion being picked up by 1UP, we're not seeing him being played every single round. Pony has opened up the security room, did crack the hatch open, try and get a sneaky kill on the Kinders, but he has decided to rotate back to hatch. Floki on this pulse is just scanning, seeing if he can pick up any intel for his teammates, particularly Murph upstairs. But none at this stage.
Still got his C4 as well.
Yeah, he still has C4, so he can just C4 them any time, which is going to be a big factor if he kills the like of Pony on the buck.
Got to, of course, try and catch him first, though. Always good to have that downstairs, just for that threat for the plant that we've seen a couple of times in previous weeks, actually, where C4s from below during a plant is literally the golden saving moment for a team. Lots of patience being shown by Floki so far, not feeling the need to push up and try and aggress somewhere else. He knows what his job is, he knows he wants to wait.
Slowing down for Radix, we're not seeing any forefront push from them. We see 2 roamers located upstairs, that's going to be Bandit and Jaeger. And it almost seems to be that Radix are trying to force their way in. Quake gets a kill on the TW, but automatic trade out as Murph gets a double kill. Floki in from below gets killed in the Pat, and Fabia gets killed on the Murph, so they have control of upstairs, but in a 3v2 advantage, the roamers have done their job, and also Floki picking up that kill onto that lone roamer trying to push in from that back office side.
Slow down, boys. Jesus. It literally felt for a second there. It was a kill every second flashing up in the kill feed. 3 versus 1 for Xenos. Feels like they will be taking this to 2 and 2, where the teams will be tied. Kind of what you expect, because again, last half of the first map was all about Radix. First half was entirely about Xenos, and this should be the map where they come together and culminate those strengths and weaknesses they've discovered about each other, and we start seeing a clear-cut winner pulling ahead. But as it stands, it's looking incredibly close.
Yeah, still back and forth, neck and neck, no team taking the lead as of yet. Xenos, the way it's going, seems to be going 2 and 2 with Radix, but then if the trend suits that we have only seen defense wins, then you would expect Radix to go on and win the next one, then Xenos bounce back, Radix then go to 4-3, and then 4-4 overtime, and back and forth, back and forth.
10 seconds left.
That's the way it typically will go, the way we're seeing it.
That's what we saw and what we thought, though, earlier on, mind you. There we go, Kinders bringing that round home for Xenos, a much needed round as well to keep them at 2 and 2. But we were talking earlier on about that whole kind of momentum swing as well. And it feels, the end of the map at least, Xenos were kind of like, right, let's take a deep breath, put that last map behind us. It's no longer relevant. What is relevant is Border, and what is relevant is that we beat out Radix. Radix, though, not willing and ready to roll over just yet. Things have definitely slowed down for them, though. None of the members really popping off, so to speak. Radix, Quake, had 3 of his kills from 1 round alone earlier on. Other than that, he's got 1 kill in 4 rounds. It's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, it hasn't done a lot as of yet. Still, only 4 rounds in. Plenty of time yet. The typical, what we're seeing at the moment, more than likely going to be overtime, because it is such a neck-and-neck game between both these teams. You can't really decide who's better out of them. This, of course, this will be proved who is better out of them going into this game. But still, a lot on the line. Anybody can win this game, anybody can get to LAN. This is what both these teams are fighting for.
Well, nearly 11 grand on the line, so...
Yeah, just to,
not to shake a stick at.
Not even for the money, just to be to LAN. Radix, their first time if they get through is going to be so big for them. The experience of LAN is something that you need to be there for.
Oh, definitely.
Xenos, they know what it's like. They've been there, they've done that, they've won LANs. They know what the experience is, and they want to have it back again. But can they do it? Who will win it?
5 seconds remaining.
I just can't call it. It's too close. It's too close.
Interested to open up all of this left-hand wall here next to Fountain. They've actually left the right-hand too. Everything's being opened up, actually. So choosing to reinforce nothing like we usually see, and instead going for all those sight lines just to try and catch members of the attacking side as they walk in.
The reason why they do that is because you have that mirror window inside security. That then opens up all these different angles, so then a team just can't freely push in towards the fountain area or towards that office push. So it really does force the attacking team to push their security where you would like the enemy team to try and push these mirror windows, because of course mirror windows, you're always going to have that that gun advantage 9 times out of 10, and Winegum is going to be caught out.
Oh, timing!
More. Winegum, what are you doing?
I get the idea. Like, he was looking to try and find himself the opportunity to get that Claymore down, then push more aggressively. Just completely mistimed it and gets punished for it, and rightly so. So fair play by Radix, by Capone specifically to get out there. Now Murph has taken his place.
Yeah, Pony is just going to be teetering on the edge of near death as Yings are going to go in and just completely nail Pony in the face. Quake, though, does support his teammate. That's one thing we have talked about Radix, is that their gun skill, their team chemistry for being a team only made 7 weeks ago is up there with the best. So they know how to support each other. Pony with another kill. And Xenos just, they can't deal with this security hold. It's a hard hold to deal with. But if you're going to do it, you have to make sure you push it. What I would love to see, this would be a big killer for Radix, is, you weren't here last week, but we'd seen a Montagna smoke push coming out from Enix, where we seen the Montagna just push in straight in towards that B bomb site and plant simply at the door. That is something that would catch. That is something that would catch Radix surprise because they're not set up for that. I would love to see one of them coming out.
That was unfortunate. Basically grenaded himself, although Fabio was more than happy to take that kill before that happened. And there goes the final one again. Defenders, the winning trend of Defenders is continuing. It's getting quite worrying actually, because if this carries on this way, Radix are the ones with the advantage when it comes to overtime.
I actually think on overtime, it'll be then Xenos having the 2 defensive sites. So if it does go the way with all defenders winning, then actually Xenos will win this game. The way that overtime works.
Will it? Does it flip it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll trust you.
Yeah, trust me and trust him. He knows as well.
Did he dab? Did you dab communicate with him?
He's right. It is. No, because the way it works, whenever it goes overtime, then the team who attacked first will then be defending first, and then the team who defended first will then be attacking. So then whoever defended first gets 2 defenses, and then where it works, then Xenos will win.
Understandable.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you're new to the game. I'll keep up.
Mate, come on now. It's been like playing for a long time, mate. 7 weeks is a long time.
Yeah, long time. Yeah. 800 hours.
Oh, you poor child.
So
800 hours, big boy.
That's not even counting scrims, go fors, etc. It's just ranked.
If I racked up all my playtime over my many years of age,
yeah, all your League of Legends.
Be a different discussion altogether there, my friend. So it's so hard to have multiple games that you invest more than like 500 hours into to get good at. It's the problem. Very hard, now think about it. It's alright, I'm racking up my advanced wars for the next one anyway. These guys though, these guys, they've been playing their hours in as well.
Yeah, upstairs hold once again for Xenos. If the trend suits, then we will be moving into another defensive win. But will Radix this time be able to change and actually win an attack for a change and then go into a 4-2 advantage match point, which will be the big turning point?
That's how you break the cycle, right? Well, it's what happened with 1UP versus Vex earlier on. As soon as one team won that attacking round, the whole thing turned on its head. That is how they turn this around. Just need to win one round. That's all we're asking for, guys. 1 round. Right now, I think Radix are probably in a better spot to do it than Xenos. They're still riding that high of winning out on the first map.
So this push that Radix are trying to implement, it is a full-on armory take, plus flank coverage. Flank coverage comes in the form of Twitch, or actually not Twitch, it's actually Blackbeard located on that single window, a repel spot that we don't see at all. So he is going to be able to bash that window and cut off any rotations that possibly Radix want to go for. Pony!
Oh, what?
We said his nades were good. Not helping yourself, my friend. You're not helping yourself with them nades.
Look, mate, if you're going to kill yourself every time we start telling you nades are good, we will stop telling you that your nades are good and just leave you to...
that nade was still better than his
basically. Great start. Not really most... Look at how many of them are stacking up around here as well. They've got no bandit tricks on the go. Peek. There we go. Kinders is gone. One of the big fraggers down. Fabio will take away that kill. They've pushed straight into the point here. They're pushing in and dropping everyone down. Murph is gone. There is no one around them now unless someone comes from behind them and catches them out. This is going to be their round away.
Floki!
They're turning the whole thing around with the C4, with the guns, with everything coming on side, and suddenly the whole Radix aggression is churned to a halt. It looks so good as well, because they had 3 members aggressing in, but no one expected that C4.
Nope, you always have to be wary of a pulse from below. We talk about the destructibility factor inside border, and that did show it. Last man up is going to be Quake. That almost worked. Quake was ready to cut off the rotation, but the pulse from below stopped all of that. What a play from Floki. What a play.
Durden.
Well played.
Durden. He knows he's behind him.
Yeah, just giving the intel. 40 seconds to go. And that's, well, more than likely going in Xenos' favour. Oh, he gets a kill for himself.
There's one.
Oh,
there's two.
Get two.
Quake.
Hold on a minute.
Please, no.
Hold on.
Don't be the guy who I've said never really steps up for his team, and now you're about to do just that. Almost gets the one spot. Here's the second one. Can he go for the full spray? Will he turn it round? This is the final few sprays. Pistol is out now. Can he go for the kill? Where's the grenade? But no, he's going to find it out.
He got the deagle!
Quake turns it around. Oh my good lord. That's one of those moments that we live to play Siege for. That was huge by Quake. One of the quietest members on the Radix team. We've been speaking all map long about it taking one team to break the deadlock, to win an attacking round, and now Radix going onto the defensive side are at match point. If they win this round, they go to LAN. They knock Xenos out of that second spot, and they find themselves a place here on the 10th and 11th of March. This could be huge. And Xenos, my heart breaks for them. If they lose this after the display we've seen from Kinders and Merv today, and Winegum equally, even TW had a pretty good first map, and Floki, you've shown up once or twice as well earlier, my friend. That C4 saved the last round for you. But Radix are on the verge of greatness right now and upsetting everyone.
I wouldn't even call it a clutch, I would call it a throw. That was such a throw. All they had to do was sit back, hold an angle, but they tried to go for the kill. They got kill hungry, and they got punished because it's a Blackbeard.
You peek a Blackbeard,
you can't peek Blackbeard.
You
Everybody
are
knows
not
that.
going to win. They've got to be kicking themselves right now, and rightly so, because they may have just thrown away that LAN dream. Oh, isn't it exciting? This is what we love.
Imagine if that was LAN.
Could you imagine?
Imagine the crowd, imagine the scenes.
10 seconds.
Everyone will be cheering Quake's name. Unfortunately, my friend, you will have to wait for LAN. If you can get there, do that one more time. One more time. You've got two chances here at match point to win a defensive round or an attacking round, and you go to LAN. There's only, every single time I say it, it still sounds incredible. You go to LAN. It's like, oh God, amazing.
Anyway, the possible final defense for Radix.
The world is watching. Everyone is watching to see if they can do this right now.
Radix go to LAN. Will they take this final defense? We have seen them win all their defenses as of yet. Xenos, they need to win this attack to keep it in, and then they need to win another one to bring it to overtime. Can Xenos do a big task from what we're asking them to do, or will Radix with this hold, with this almost L-shaped mirror hold with these impact nades, will this be able to completely shut down Xenos? And Xenos have been having a lot of trouble with these mirror windows that Radix have been setting up, may it be in the security room, may it be inside this office area. Last time Xenos, they just pushed in one by one towards that armory area. Didn't work for them. What are they going to change?
They've got to change a lot of things right now, because when you're under this much pressure as well, even relying on some very risky plays can be a terrible idea. But here they come for a push through into Fountain and security. The exact opposite from what we saw from Radix last time round. Will they make it work for them? Because they've got all this knowledge, like you say. This L-shaped mirror is perfectly placed, because now the rest of Radix can rotate round. They can send someone downstairs if they really wanted to and go for the rotation. That could be the big game-winning factor for them, because every single member of Xenos is on this side right now.
This is where the Ying push is going to go down. This is a good clear out from Xenos. They know that Ying is going to be a good counter for the mirror windows in these close range environments. But Melons from below with the C4 is going to shut down TW. So that's going to be the Thatcher out of commission. 1 minute to go. Radix still have control of this top floor. Jaeger and Ila still waiting to see what picks they can get. This is where Xenos, they need to go hard. They need to go hard in and secure this top floor as the time is just slowly ticking down for them.
That castle wall just sat there as well on the entryway into lockers is definitely going to deny them a lot of time. Question's going to... Great pick off onto Merv from Pat. That could have been all that they need to win this right now. He gets the second one as well. They've got the third. It's a 4 versus 1. Kinders will get the return onto the hero. But now Kinders has got the whole world against him. He's in a 1 versus 3. It's like something out of a Hollywood film where you've got your back against the wall. He drops down against Melon's going to touch it. And Radix are going to win this one out and send themselves through to LAN. What an incredible turnaround.
Well played to Radix. I was expecting Xenos with some of the performances we've seen from them, especially with the performance from Radix last week, but I said it was because possibly